All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
So just like in the real world, where everybody is curious where you're coming from, instead of us asking you in a live audience where y'all coming from and everybody raising their hands, we're doing it anonymously. By the way, it's anonymous through a survey through Zoom. So welcome. Adrian, while I'm getting up the rest of this stuff, why don't you let everybody know the who, what, when, where, why.
So we do this presentation. We used to do it in person every other month, and that was a lot of fun. And with COVID, we've been able to shift onto our Zoom, and it's been great to have people joining us from all over the island, all over the state. We even have people that have popped in from other states and even other countries. So today we are going to take you guys through all of the questions that you have about having a career in real estate, and specifically with Keller Williams, and some of the things that we've learned throughout our 15 plus years. And then Lisa and Chad have many other, probably over 100 years combined.
Hey.
Yes, with all of our experience. We have a lot of experience. So we're going to be sharing with you some of the things that you need to know as you're considering making this jump. So congratulations on making it on time. We had 51 people that RSVP'd, and so you guys are the hungry ones.
There was traffic on the Zoom freeway.
Traffic on the Zoom freeway. That's what was happening.
I would say if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. So we won't tell the next guys.
And Adrian, keep mentioning the survey to people jump on board. I got
yes, and
10 of 14. We got 71% have completed it.
Yeah, so if you have not answered the survey, please go ahead and just help us out. It really helps us to craft our presentation to understand where you guys currently are at.
And it's anonymous, so if you're, if you're one of those people where we ask all those questions and you never raise your hand, then I would say, hey, if you're one of those people that never raises their hand in a presentation, could you raise your hand? Even if you're that person, I know you can do a survey because we don't even know who's answering these questions. It's all anonymous.
The other thing too is, as we're going through this, please chat in any particular questions that you guys would like to make sure that we are covering, or if we haven't covered it and we're coming to the end, please chime in, because we want to make this time together effective. And it's about you. It's about you guys.
Yeah. I never liked those presentations where it was about the presentation and not about the audience. So we want to make sure that we are answering the questions. I'm pretty confident we're going to get about 90% of the questions or concerns, and even help you with questions you don't even know you should be asking.
So I've got a question, because I know that you guys have probably seen the advertisements on Facebook or heard about it, from friends or family. You likely know who, well, maybe you don't know who we are. So let's just do a quick little intro.
Okay.
All you've heard is that we have a lot of experience. So Lisa, why don't we'll start with Lisa Crosby Torres, our productivity coach and just amazing woman all around.
Thank you. So my name is Lisa Crosby Torres. I was raised in Hawaii, but spent the predominant part of my career in Northern California as a managing broker, top selling agent. Moved back to Hawaii 4 years ago, and have been so grateful and blessed to be at Keller Williams, where I'm the director of productivity, which basically means I orchestrate the training programs to bring our wonderful agents in to help grow the knowledge and expertise in our agent population. But really the focus is to run our coaching program, where we help agents get their business launched, make sure they're supported so they do the right thing for the clients, and make sure our agents have a great reputation in the community because they do a great job. We run 2 coaching programs, productivity coaching and next level coaching. And that's to help agents as they get off the ground, and then also as they move forward in their career. So that's me.
And then Lisa, what size shoe you wear?
I can't say because It would embarrass me.
Okay, she wears a ladies 8, and so she uses that to kick your hiney so you get into production. I'm just kidding. She doesn't
It's a
do that.
9.5 wide. It works much better.
There you go.
All right,
That's Adrian.
Chad Chimabukuro, who are you?
My name is Chad Shimabukuro. I feel like I do a little bit of everything, but my main job is really to help the Market Center grow, help the company grow, help you guys in production. I also am one of the brokers in charge as well. My experience is I have been doing this for 21 years. I have 18 licenses in 15 states. They are a combination of mortgage banker licenses as well as real estate broker licenses. Yeah, I love KW. I'm sure we're going to get into a lot of it as well, but I've only been at a few companies in my entire career, and Keller Williams by far and away is absolutely the best one for a lot of different reasons. So I'm sure we're going to touch on that. So it's super exciting.
All right. And
wait, one more. We have
go ahead.
Stacy joining us from Maui.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you, Stacy. You got the Maui representation. Thank you for
Aloha,
joining.
everyone. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so happy to see all the new faces, and don't be shy. My name is Stacy Vinere. I have been a real estate agent for almost 20 years. I started on the island of Oahu, and I started with a small company, and I went to other companies, and Remax was one of them. And I will tell you, I am so blessed to be at Keller Williams right now. We are
Awesome.
with this company cares so much about the agents. I am Chad Shimabukuro's counterpart on Maui. I'm actually the assistant team leader or co-team leader. We have Lisa Teichner, who is our team leader here. And same, I'm responsible for helping to grow the company, helping our agents with their business plans and helping them achieve their goals. And we're wholeheartedly into the helping of our agents. And any question, ask it. Don't be afraid. We are here. I'm excited to see you folks. And it's a great time to be in real estate. We love it.
Okay. Adrian, who else?
Well, that's it. Then there's us.
Okay.
So
Forget about us. Let's just get on with the presentation. I'm just kidding.
get going.
Yeah. So here's my 10-second introduction. Been doing this for 15 years full time. This is just my one thing. There's no side things or this and that. You know, as we jokingly say, in the state of Hawaii, 50% of the bartenders on every single island have a real estate license. So no, my part-time gig is real estate. My full-time gig is real estate, and my in-between gigs when I'm not doing real estate is real estate. And local boy, born and raised. Adrian, go ahead.
And I thought you were a part-time stand-up comedian.
Yes. Some, you know, I've been accused of being full of some things,
Yes.
but I would like to say that we're going to be full of knowledge in today's presentation.
That's right, full of knowledge and get all those questions answered. So I've been licensed since 2004, and been with a bunch of different companies, and been with KW for the last, I guess, 7-8 years, and it's been a wonderful career. Before real estate, I was in the Army, and that was also very fulfilling. It was a nice transition for me as becoming a mom. It was definitely the right choice to move over to real estate, and we're excited to share with you everything we've learned.
And you know, the pandemic was a good proof in the pudding, because real estate from day one of the pandemic was considered an essential business. So we did not shut down at all. Maybe we had a couple of pivots, but I will tell you, business was kept going, and actually it's even ramped up even more. And we're seeing a situation in the business industry, in the real estate industry right now, where people have not seen this at all in all the times that anybody's been licensed. What you're seeing that's happening in the market, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. All right, so I got 4 more people. I got 4 more people that haven't earned our clicked on our survey. So I'm going to give you guys about 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8. It's the survey right in front of you. You got to be one of those 4. And if you're not sure which one you are, just pick one. If you're not a licensed realtor, you cannot pick that one. So it was going to be one of the 3. Either you're just checking it out, you're in the real estate school, or you completed the real estate school. I don't know, maybe you completed the real estate school and you're still just checking it out. You can click that one too. All right, I'm gonna end the poll and show the results so our co-host can see, share results. Co-host, can you see? So winner, winner, chicken dinner is just checking it out, just checking it out. Okay.
Looks like a mix though. There's like a nice mix.
Yeah.
We've got a good mixed group here.
Yeah,
A
okay.
little of everything.
Stop sharing results. Okay, I'll make sure that's off the screen. And I'm gonna share screen real quick. I'm gonna jam through all of these and then get through them quickly. And then we're gonna bring on our guests who are gonna have the more in-depth, detailed information regarding their specialized roles within Keller Williams. I'm just gonna say Keller Williams because we have representation from a couple islands here. Okay, so Adrian, what's the screen say?
Career night.
Okay, career night. Last time I went like 10 minutes and it was like my shopping list for Amazon and I was on the wrong screen. No, I don't even buy stuff on Amazon. Maybe sometimes, but I don't have a shopping list. Anyway, so here's our career night. I was gonna make them one real fancy matrix theme, but that would be a copyright violation. So we're just gonna keep it simple. Not gonna be matrix theme. All right, here are the questions that we see come up time and time again. And so if we just jam through these real quick and answer these questions, then we can get to the questions you really want to ask. And maybe it's going to be the ones we haven't covered. And ones, again, questions that you don't think you should be asking. So what does it take to be licensed? What kind of time are we looking at? What is the cost and what are the different roles? Okay. Who are we? We are Keller Williams. You know what? I'm gonna pick Chad real quick. So it's not just the, hearing the Tilio and the Adrian thing, but Chad, what is Keller Williams?
Attilio, thanks so much for asking. I felt very newscasty when you said that, so I needed to respond in
and
time.
To you, Chad, what is Keller Williams?
Thank you, Attilio, from the field. No, Keller Williams is the largest real estate firm on the planet, like the number one on the planet by far. We have 180,000 agents worldwide. We're in 53 different countries. And why does that matter? Well, if you know anyone, you have friends or you have family, your network, your sphere is outside of Honolulu. It makes it super easy to conduct business, to network with other agents outside. And our technology is phenomenal. Culture is phenomenal. I'm sure we're going to touch on those kind of things, but Keller Williams is absolutely the number one real estate firm on the planet, bar none. And we've been that way for a few years. So that's who we are.
Okay. Did you say phenomenal, like combining the word fun and the word phenomenal together? Did you say phenomenal?
That's right.
Okay. All right. Back to the, so license. You take a 60-hour real estate school. You got to pass 3 tests. Adrian, what are the 3 tests?
So you got your class test. And once you pass that, you can move on and take your state and national.
That's it.
And after that, you go hang your license.
For those of you who have test anxiety, who got test anxiety? Everybody. Nobody's like, oh man, I'm super confident. No, I guess if you study a lot. Well, a lot of times, here's the deal. Adrian, has any of our clients, we've been doing this for 15 years, done probably, I don't know, 1,030 transactions. Any one of our clients asked us to see the score we had on the tests?
Not once. They didn't even ask like, how many times did it take you to pass the test?
What about that guy, Jerry? He was like super detailed oriented.
No, not even
Jerry didn't ask either.
Jerry
I just
did
picked
not
it up.
ask.
We never had a guy named Jerry ask us that question. But in case you do, it's never gonna happen. Nobody asks you, so don't. And by the way, how much you gotta, what do you gotta for passing to pass? Score.
70, right?
70%.
You gotta be a C.
So
Yeah.
that's it. You're going into an industry where it's all C students. So don't worry about it. No, I'm sure people did really well on the test. But a lot of times when the good news too is when you take the state, let's say you don't pass the state and you pass the national, you don't have to go back and take both. You can just take the one you didn't pass. And again, nobody asked you what your score was or how many times it took. Cost.
Can I just say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
Let me just give just a tidbit or a tip. If for those of you who are still in school or haven't taken it yet, do yourself a favor. Just trust me on this. When you pass your school exam, you set up your time for your state and national exam, which will be the same, right? The same day, same time. don't post it on Facebook. Don't tell anybody. That's just for your information. The reason is because the test is designed for you to fail. You're supposed to fail, right? You're supposed to fail a test. That's why it's a test. But if you post it online and you don't pass it on the first time, or you pass the state but not the national, or you pass the national but not the state, people tend to get real down on themselves, and some don't ever, try it again. Keep it to yourself. Make the announcement of how proud you are of yourself and what you've accomplished once you've passed those tests. You don't need to make an announcement that you're taking the test. That's just my 2 cents, because I've seen a lot of people hang their heads low if they were to fail, and it's really not that big a deal.
Yeah.
That is an excellent piece of advice, Chad.
Yeah, and enough with the selfies, and we don't want to see what you've been eating that day. I'm just kidding. You guys can do whatever you want on your social media.
But don't
Lisa,
post about the test. Just wait
Don't
till
post
you
about the
passed
test.
it.
Yeah.
That we do care. We care
And
about
then
that part.
Lisa and Stacy, any other tips for the test taking? Any other tips?
Yeah, mine I violated when I moved back from California. Don't talk to people in line and find out how many times they passed and failed. Because a lot of this has to do with what's going on between your two ears.
Yeah, you get psyched out.
Yeah, so you just, get through it as quickly as you can, absorb as much as you can, sit for it. If you don't make it the first time, some of the most prolific agents I've managed in my career have been ones that failed several times, but they were very good working with people. So,
yes,
I happen to be a person that's a good test taker, but I've managed a lot of people that were great agents and failed the test a few times. And I've managed whiz kids that couldn't sell a house for the life of them.
Yeah.
So just get it done. You will learn more doing the business than you'll retain from taking your license. Because really when you get out in the field and you do everything that we need to do in this business, that's where you learn the most.
Yeah.
I got one more suggestion too.
Sure.
Just know that the test is written not by real estate agents, but by lawmakers and bureaucrats. So it's coming from the perspective of public safety. Yes. So sometimes they'll ask you questions about, commissions or whatever. The answer is always going to be what favors the public, the consumer, never what favors you, because it's a public safety issue. So just know who's writing the tests, because that'll help you absorb some of that information and process that as well.
Yeah. Stacy, anything from you?
That's a great tip, Chad.
Mhm.
Repetitively do the practice tests. You guys got this, okay? Don't think too much. Get out of your head. Be confident.
And read the question also, because they like to be kind of tricky with how they word things.
Yeah.
So really read it and understand what it is they're asking.
So I used to be a test administrator when I was teaching the basic rider course at Leeward Community College, because we had for motorcycles, and we had a written portion. And I would tell the students, you know what, most likely psychologically your first answer is the correct answer, and if you second guess yourself, the statistics proven that you actually go back and do it wrong. So unless you absolutely know you're wrong, just leave the correct answer. And I like what Lisa said, don't ask Bobo who's standing in front of you, oh, how many times you can take the test? Oh, this is my 15th time. So don't ask Bobo how many times he's been there to take the test. Adrian, anything else? Moving on?
I think moving on, here's the list of all the fees. Now, I know that we brought up a comparison as far as a college degree and the cost of a college degree and what you can earn with a college degree versus, getting your real estate license.
Yeah. Trust me, I just had two of my kids, my two oldest, finish up college. It was way more money than you're seeing on this screen right now. And they don't have something that they can go hang their license somewhere and go get a JOB. In fact, one of them is going back for more schooling. So I'm going to have way more money to spend than this $2,400. So trust me, do a comparative analysis. And again, as Chad stated, this is a license regulated industry. So these tests are set up to protect the public and get you educated in what the real estate laws are. Chad or maybe Stacy, I don't know if you guys, maybe Maui has different one-time fees, but what do you get for that one-time fee would be my question. Chad, do you know?
I'm sorry, Attila, what one-time fee are you referring to?
Keller Williams one-time fee of $295.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes. So our onboarding fee is you get a couple of books, because I like to joke with people and say We wrote the book on real estate. We really did write the book on real estate. Our book is the MREA, the Real Estate Millionaire Real Estate Agent. We get that. We'll give you another book as well. You get your KW email address. You get into our unbelievable technology and our learning system and database. You get business cards and you get a name badge. So yes, it does come with a bunch of different things to get you launched. And then you're off and running. I do not know, however, Stacy can chime in terms of what Maui provides for their onboarding.
Our onboarding, it does include all of the things that you said, E&O insurance. It also includes the most awesome platform for technology,
Yeah.
which we can get into once you join Keller Williams, but it is very good and helpful for marketing yourself and the services you provide.
Nice, thank you. Okay, so the school, I'll say about, the exam is, you spend that every time you take it, if you need to retake it. Your licensing with the board, the MLS system, that's what you do to put your information into the, to advertise to the consumers. And then we have the, I guess it depends on what year you sign up, the fee with the DCCNA, and then total is about roughly approximately $2,400. Okay, so that's just the basics. So next, Adrian, read our quote.
The quality of our lives are determined by the quality of the questions we ask.
Okay, so we usually have some questions that, or categories of questions that you want to use so that you can make your comparative analysis, as opposed to asking random questions every time you meet with somebody. But ask them what type of coaching, what type of training. I want to pause here real quick. Lisa, you would probably be the best person to answer this. What's the difference between coaching and training?
Coaching is meant to help you transform your thinking and your mindset and kind of figure out what direction you're going. Now, having said that, when you look at our coaching program, we have to do a lot of everything. So we don't do just training and we don't do just coaching. We pretty much have to do everything to get you into production. So some of that's mindset, some of it is skill set, some of it's making sure your habits are consistent in terms of doing what you need to do to get the business going. Did you like that answer, Attilio?
That's a good answer. That's a good answer straight from the source. And Lisa's a productivity coach. One of the big things you're going to notice with Keller Williams, there's no egos here. So it's not, I'm throwing the ball to different people here on the team because we all come from contribution, and this is the kind of giving you a little peek of the culture that could experience should you decide to come on board with Keller Williams. I don't know, maybe Stacy, you want to talk about profit share? Maybe a little bit, or?
Well, for profit sharing, when you become a vested agent with the company, this is another avenue for you to earn some income with the company.
Yeah.
And I don't know how far you want me to talk into profit share, but I tell you what.
Always my favorite line is from the movie Philadelphia. Explain it to me like I'm an 11-year-old. So give me like in one or two sentences, what is that? What is that? Is that one Amway thing? It's just like, is this on pyramid?
Not a pyramid. Share what you have learned and what KW has done for you, and it comes back to you tenfold a lot of the time. So all you have to do is share the opportunity with others. If you love somebody enough, you'll care enough about them to give them the best information possible, and that's what Keller Williams does. So
yeah,
that's a little tidbit I can share.
Yes, and it's just basically about making an introduction to someone to join Keller Williams, and it can be anywhere that Keller Williams is in multiple countries as well as all states in the United States.
Can I chime in one real quick on that? So coincidentally, I spoke with some of you who are on right now today, in fact, about profit sharing. So I want to share my screen real quick because it's pretty impactful. So Stacy and Attilio nailed it. Profit sharing is the ability for you to have passive income. It's not required by any means, but it's there for you should you want to jump on it. And it is powerful. So if you do take advantage of it, and I'm going to show, hold on, I'm looking for something to share my screen real quick here. Bear with me. Okay, so there is a gal in our company that uses profit share, I mean, unbelievably well. And she comes from contribution. So she doesn't recruit. She just really teaches classes, makes herself available to people. And I'm going to show you what her profit share statement was a couple of months ago. Can you guys see that on the screen?
Yes, we can.
So this is as of July of last year, but this shows $102,000, and that is in July. And that doesn't include her husband, who I know firsthand had another roughly around 80,000 that month. So husband and wife earned about 180,000 in that month for profit share. By the way, that's not selling a single house. That's all that is coming from contribution, teaching classes on passive income, wealth building, all these other kind of things. And they're enthusiastic, they're energetic. And what happens? People will go, I want to know more about that. How do I do that? And then they'll say, talk to Stacy, talk to Lisa Teichner, talk to Lisa Torres, talk to Chad. And then we do the rest. We do all the heavy lifting. And that's what happens. And just so you know, the difference, and there's a big one, the difference between active income and passive income. Active income is, we got to wake up every day, we got to shower, put our clothes on, go out and do stuff. And passive income is we make money in our sleep. So for wealth building, it is a very good idea for you to have a good balance of both active and passive income.
And with that in mind, you reminded me of a quote from Warren Buffett. I don't know if you guys know Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway. He's probably one of the most successful investors over time, period. And he says this: until you learn how to make money while you're sleeping, you will work until the day you die. Until you learn how to make money while you're sleeping, you will work until the day you die. All right, so top agent access. I don't know what better way to prove that to you than Adrian and I. We operate in the top 1%. And I'm not saying this to be braggadocious. I want to be factual with you. We operate in the top 1% of agents in the entire state of Hawaii for transactions and total volume. And
I would say like in the top 5.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're usually
all
like
right,
in the
high
top
five.
5.
Give me a high five. Give me a high five. Okay. Anyway, so we're here spending our time coming from contribution because we want to introduce this culture and this brokerage to as many people as possible. And Chad, Stacy, I mean, you got, these are top agents too. They've been in the business a long time. You got Lisa. These are the
top agents are teaching the classes. That's our culture. Yes. We're coming from contribution, which is actually the next thing on there. And another thing that we're big on in our culture is giving back. And we have Red Day coming up, and you guys are all invited. We need
Chad,
you.
Chad, did you have a screen share on that one? Did you have a screen share on Red Day?
I do. Let me
we're going to feed 1,000 families.
Yeah, so Red Day is coming up, and let me give you the genesis of Red Day, just so you can kind of get a quick idea of our culture. So Red Day's been going on for about 14 years. It kind of came about when the previous president of KW, on the corporate side of it, on her birthday, every single year, she was flooded with the gifts. She couldn't even walk into her office anymore. And she just said one day, basically, guys, stop giving me gifts, give back to your local community, serve, donate. And I don't think she realized the snowball effect that had happened. But fast forward to where we are now, every second Thursday of May each year, Keller Williams shuts down. That's not a minor thing. That's 180,000 agents that would otherwise be working on that day are not working so that they can give back locally and impact the community. And what we have here, it's May 13th locally here on Oahu, and Stacy, feel free to chime in for what you guys might be doing on Maui, but we are partnering up with Aloha Harvest. We are gonna serve over 1,000 families, which is really unbelievable. It's the largest Red Day event that we've had. It's completely contactless and safe. And I think those kind of things are important. So, being in business and making money and all those things are important, but good human stuff is equally important, and that pushes everything else along. And while KW is the largest company on the planet, while we're known for having the best technology, and by the way, our technology, our CRM system, is more widely used than the other CRM systems combined. So our technology is through the roof. We have profit share, which we've shared over $1.5 billion. But all those things that we have are really minimized because our culture is what keeps everything bound together. Our culture is our driving force, and it's a phenomenal thing. So if nothing else, please join us. Come out and help volunteer, network with us. You can meet other top agents. We'll be there for the most part all day on Thursday, May 13th at Kamakana Ali'i on the west side. Stacy, what are you guys doing for your Red Day on Maui?
Yeah, on Maui, we are going to be celebrating Red Day. We are going to be working with the Maui Food Bank, packing food boxes and unpacking, these crates of canned goods and sorting them out and just organizing for them. And on the Big Island, they're going to be doing Aloha basket or a food basket. It's the same concept, like you guys are serving food. They're collecting canned goods. They're doing all that. So all the KW agents in Hawaii is going to be doing something on Red Day.
Awesome. Where's Stacy? Okay. All right. So you know what better way to share with you our culture than actually what we are doing? Let's see here, our mission, our values. What is our mission? Chad, Stacy, Lisa? Oh, go ahead, Chad. Go ahead. You went on me first.
Well, I will tell you that one of our main goals at Keller Williams is to help you fund your perfect life and build your own life by design. And I know that sounds kind of strange, but it's like, I talk to a lot of people, and some of this might be true, some of it may not be, but I talk to a lot of up and coming real estate agents, and I'll say, what do you love? Oh, I love selling real estate. And if that's true, that's great, right? But I find it hard to believe. I'm like, so you love everything about real estate, the doorknobs and opening the door and the windows and walking. I mean, real estate is real estate, right? But in reality, people have passions, that there are things that they're passionate about. Maybe it's serving their church, their local community. Maybe it's spending time with their kids. Maybe they're passionate about, in fact, our boss is very passionate about going on vacation for about a month out of the year to Italy. That's something that she's super, super passionate about. So whatever it is that you're passionate about, real estate can be the vehicle to fund that perfect life.
That's it. All right. And then as far as our values, I have them right up here, but it's WI4C2TS, and that's the passcode to my ATM card. And like, in case you get some cash from no, that's not my passcode. It's a code which stands for, and I'll just read the left side: win-win, integrity, customers always come first, commitment in all things, communication, seek first to understand, creativity, ideas before results, teamwork, together everyone achieves more, trust starts with honesty and success, results through people. And that is our values that we live by. So roles, Adrian, you want to talk real quick about the different roles as I click through them real quick?
Sure. So in real estate, there's a lot of different ways to contribute to the transaction. And so there's escrow, like once the offer gets accepted, a lot of the times there's a lot of deadlines, paperwork, and you get inundated. So you need help of an escrow coordinator. And that is typically a licensed role that you can hold and make money in.
Okay.
Yep. Listing manager, you just manage the listings, making sure that the details of bringing the listing together are all being followed.
And then this one easy. The marketing manager, they manage the marketing. The lead manager, they manage the leads. The event coordinator, they coordinate the events. You see where we're going with this? Very specialized roles. We're not going to bore you with going into the details, because then this becomes one of these.
I would just say that there's a lot of different roles and a lot of different opportunities depending on what you like to do and where your strengths are and what you're passionate about. Like, what Chad was touching on. And I think that, Chad, you've got like a shout out for something that you're looking for. You want to?
What you looking for, Chad?
Well, no. Oh, actually, what I was going to say though, if I can, because this is the perfect opportunity, is KW is really the land of opportunity. And what I mean by that is, you may come in or think to yourself, I'm coming to this company, it's a real estate company, I'm going to come in as a real estate agent. Well, here's what happens with other companies, and they're going to remain nameless, but you walk in as a real estate agent in ABC Real Estate, and then you walk out 15 or 20 years later as a real estate agent. And that's not a bad thing, but with KW, we're so opportunity abundant. You might come in as a real estate agent. You might then want to coach. You might want to teach or be an instructor. You might want to be on a team. You might want to eventually, once you have enough experience, to form your own team. At some point,
They might want your job at one point.
I was going to say, you might want my job. And you know what? Other companies would say absolutely not, but we would say, I'll train you. We'll put you on the path for that. So we're opportunity abundant, and it's not only about real estate, it's just about leveling up yourself. And with KW, of course, we're going to help you grow as a real estate agent from that experience and from that technical background. But I promise you, we're going to help you level up as a human too, which is an unbelievable side effect of joining KW.
Okay.
The growth mindset.
I think my next slide is an old slide, but in general, you guys can just Google it. Oh, real quick, we do have a shout out for Team Lally. We are looking for inside sales agent. Adrian, what is an inside sales agent, or ISA?
I would say that they're more like the customer service, right? They're going to be the first people that are like inquiring on to buy or sell or following up. So they're going to have a lot of those first conversations with people that are looking to buy or sell, and then they become more of like a matchmaker, and then they match those clients up with the agent that's perfect for them on the team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then
Lots of calls. I would call it like a phone pro. Or do you love being on the phone?
Chad, anybody outside of the agents? Stacy, anybody outside of the agents you guys looking for?
You know, these inside sales agents, I tell you, what a great opportunity for you in real estate to start as an inside sales agent. You will become so
proficient,
proficient in the business. I mean, it's a starting point. So it's a great place to start, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So I got the Hawaii Real Estate Academy, but it's an old flyer, but I'm just gonna let you guys check in with, well, actually, we're gonna email you, if you registered, whether you guys are on this Zoom or not, we're gonna email you if you need real estate school suggestions. For here, Raylyn is our coordinator of our educational events. Stacy, if you can put your contact information there for Maui and Big Island, because I know you're helping with that. But we have a lot of classes. Most of them are free. Chad, any classes coming up that cost money that come to your mind?
Not that cost money, but there are some that are free that if you are an agent or want to kind of get a tidbit on, Lisa, we do allow you to jump on to maybe one of our Ignite classes that Lisa teaches, just to kind of get an idea of what that's like. A lot of our other classes are pretty technical, so you'd want to, in all honesty, be licensed already. Otherwise, that's too much information you're trying to retain from the school and then learn contractual or technical language. But we do allow you to audit and sit in on a lot of our classes as well.
So this is Lisa here, but what I'm going to do, Lisa, real quick is there's Chad who's been talking, and in case you guys want to see him big, like on the slide, and then Stacy will get a slide for you, but this is Lisa's cohort there on Maui, as well as taking care of Big Island right now. And then Lisa, I think these are your slides, right? Did you want to go through these a little bit?
They are, but you know what? You can just take them down, and I'll talk without them.
Okay,
it's a lot easier just to look at the faces.
Gotcha.
So I want to tell you guys a little bit about how our coaching program works. When you come into the Market Center, you're either going to be coming into a team like Team Lally, or you come in as an individual agent. When you're on a premier team like Team Lally, they take care of making sure you learn the ropes and that you're trained into the business. If you come into a newer team, if you move from the mainland to here as an experienced agent, or you come fresh into the business, then you go into the productivity coaching program. We make sure we foster you through your first 3 transactions on Oahu to make sure you know how to get from start to finish, take good care of your clients, etc. We do this with a few different tools. First of all, Ignite is the national level training program. It's a format that we use and we build around, that's created by Keller Williams Realty International, KWU, Keller Williams University. And we use our top producing agents and our coaches to teach to that program. We also have additional contract training and lead generation training that goes along with that. And that is a, gosh, Chad, it seems like it goes on forever for me, but it's 22 units, actually 21 units, that takes you through introduction to the marketplace and then takes you all through all the different factors, from lead generation, working with buyers, working with sellers, handling a transaction, et cetera. So it's basically a new agent training program, but even though it's a new agent training program, we find that our agents will tend to go through Ignite several times. Secondly, we have a number of national level programs we invite you to connect with and participate in, but Ignite is our main training program. We also have group coaching sessions with our community of agents and coaching. We currently meet twice a week as a group to make sure everybody's connected and we're learning constantly about how to conduct the business, how to keep your mind in the right place to do the business, how to communicate effectively with clients and with other agents, how to write contracts, how to take listings, et cetera. And as we get back into a normal world of meeting in person and less on Zoom, we've all become experts on conducting real estate in Zoom. We'll be modifying that program a little bit. And then there's one-on-one help. There's two of us in the marketplace as coaches. You're assigned to a coach that helps you get through your transactions. Again, it's 3 transactions. And we also have a mentor program. So if you need a lot more hand-holding, feel much more comfortable in that, we can match you with a seasoned agent. You're still in all of the coaching parameters of group coaching, but you're working alongside another experienced agent to take you through and share with you your first, second, and third transaction if you want, from soup to nuts, going on the appointment, walking through the transaction. They share the transaction with you. Once you graduate from the productivity coaching program, we have another program called Next Level Coaching. That's meant to take an agent that's completed their first few transactions and gone through training to the point of, our goal is driven to make sure that you reach that very important benchmark, what we call capping. And that's the point where you earn enough in a calendar year, in a fiscal year for you to be on 100% split. And that's our entire drive, is to help you get from being new to productive. And that's our role with our productivity coaching program. Once you get past that, then we have a great national program called MAPS. I think pretty much all of us have MAPS level coaching that are in leadership. I meet every week with a coach myself that coaches nothing but productivity coaches across the nation. And it's just amazing how it helps keep us focused. You know, you have days you just, maybe you're a little down, or you're a little too wound up, or you kind of lost your sparkle. And the coaches are great about getting you back and focused and doing what you need to do to be successful, no matter whether you're a coach, a team leader, an agent, a team leader of a team. So those are our coaching programs that we have both locally and nationally.
Man, after all of that, and you cannot succeed. That's it already. You might as well hang it up already. The only person between you and success is going to be the one you looked at the mirror this morning when you were brushing your teeth, and we hope you brushed your teeth this morning. That's okay if you're working from home. You still should brush your teeth. Anyway, so a couple more slides here. We're almost done. We're going to go with some questions. Adrian, I hope you're tracking the chat with the questions. And then Adrian, what's it say on the screen?
People versus real estate.
People versus real estate. So this is not an MMA match coming up, and we're gonna have some people versus, you know, some real estate jumping in the cage. This is just some final tips I want to give to you. If you can focus on people in your conversations, in your interactions, in your ability to work on your soft skills, all those technical skills will dovetail in right behind it. But it's really, really tough to be successful if you just have the technical skills, but you don't have the good people skills. And by the way, there's no such thing as great salespersons were born. No one is genetically coming out of mama and ready to sell. You know, all we want is, I want the milk and change my diaper. That's all you're selling at that point. These are learned behaviors. And we have tons of coaching and training that show you that. But I will tell you, 15 years of making tons of mistakes, this is my number one thing. If you can focus your conversations more where you are focused and have greater focus on the individual and their story than the real estate, you'll be successful in real estate. You got to have the technical knowledge. You can't be this great people person and then you don't know nothing about real estate. You still need to have that technical knowledge. Ideal realtor, ideal sibling, ideal family member, ideal church member, ideal everything, ideal fill in the blank. This comes from Patrick Lencioni, who wrote a book called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, and then he wrote a follow-up book called The Ideal Team Player. And he's gone through hundreds of different industries, thousands of different companies, met with multiple CEOs, and he's found these 3 values are critically important, and 3 for 3. You got to be humble. Humble is not necessarily about somebody who doesn't speak up and say anything. There's a famous quote from C.S. Lewis, and this is how the best quote to describe being humble. It's not thinking less of yourself, you know, like putting yourself down or not speaking up. It's thinking of yourself less. I'll say that one more time because you should write that one down because it takes you a while for that. Some quotes, it takes a while for that to sink in. But it's not about thinking of yourself less. It's not about thinking of yourself. See, I'm even messing it up and I even know the quote. Adrian, what is the quote? Thinking less of yourself instead of, and it's not about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking of yourself less. Okay. Hungry. We give you a lead. Call Jerry. He likes sell his house. I see you the next day. Did you call Jerry? Oh, yeah, thanks for reminding me. That's not hungry. Smart. You know the people that don't have, and I don't mean smart technical wise, I mean smart people soft skill wise. You know those people that are humble and hungry, but they don't have too much good soft skills. There's a whole bunch of accidental messes and broken relationships and on all of that. So you got to have 3 for 3. Okay, that would be my tips for today. Focus on the people. Make sure that you're focused on being humble, being hungry, and being smart. I'll share this story with you. There was a long time brokerage, mom and pop, that was inside of a mall. And they had been open for many years. And then one day, the broker owners came to work and they see, hey, down, couple doors down, go another brokerage that just opened. And the big sign over that brokerage says, we have the best agents. And then he's like, oh man, we've been doing this for 20 years. Oh, we got to figure out what we're going to do. So he goes home, comes back the next day. Lo and behold, another brokerage on the left side just opened up. We have the best commissions in the industry. And then he's like, okay, I got to go home. Then he says, I got it. So the next day, he had hired over the weekend some sign makers to put a big banner over his place. Okay, so you got the other guys on the right, big sign, the other guys on the left, big sign. And guess what his sign said? Enter here. Anyway, things happen. We can give up. We can get all bummed out. We can become, pessimistic about things, or we can pivot, we can adapt, we can not take ourselves so seriously, but take what we do seriously. I'll tell you, I don't think Chad, Lisa, or Stacy would disagree with me that 90% of your success is what, Adrian?
Mindset.
Mindset.
And one other thing, since we are wrapping this up, that we did not touch on that I think is very important, is that there's a lot of different options, a lot of different ways to do this business, whether it's full-time, part-time, no time, or maybe you're transitioning, like you just, you're going to start off slow and then your intent is to become a full-time realtor. And just want to point out that we have a plan and a program for everybody. So just, you got to reach out and let us help you come up with that plan that fits, your life and your goals, your passions.
Pretend you're AT&T. Reach out and touch someone. But make sure you hand sanitize, okay? Any more questions in the thing? Chad, Lisa, Stacy, any kind of final things? We're at 5:51. We got about 9 minutes. We said it was going to be an hour. And anybody can come off of mute and ask a question also.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to come off of mute, please do ask. You know, here's what I'll say, because, you know, we all hear each other a little bit differently than we hear ourselves when we speak. We are here to support our agents and help them grow. Absolutely, however, you have to understand that this business will reward you in ways both personally, financially, and professionally that you probably could never imagine. But it doesn't happen by sitting back on your heels. So we talk about sports, you know, I was saying with my group the other day, the only sport I know of where you can succeed by not being on the balls of your feet is water skiing. Have you ever water ski? You know, you lean back and you dig in. You cannot lean back and dig in this business. You have to be nimble and be on the balls of your feet. There is no good or bad market. There's just different markets. And you have to constantly adapt and adjust and be growth oriented. I think I'm in my Chad. We do this I'm in my 100th year. I think I'm in my 35th or 36th year. And one year is never the same as the other. And one of my young agents many years ago, one of my new agents said, I wish I got in the business when you did. And I said, when was that? And they said, when it was easy. So it's never easy. It is one of the hardest, easiest jobs you'll ever do. It's one of the most filling, kick you in the butt jobs you'll ever do, careers you'll ever create. You have to engage with it. You have to work smart. You can't wait for the fish to jump in your boat. You have to go out and go fishing.
Yeah.
But it's not rocket science. If you're coachable, if you, it's like a Rubik's Cube. Once you figure it out, you can repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. But you have to get out there and do it. You can't wait for it just to come to you.
And one of the things too, you know, a lot of companies will say, hey, it's all about mindset. Then they don't teach anything regarding mindset. KW is all about teaching you the skill sets, the systems, the processes. You know, we will mentor you on how to change your mindset. So I would say that here's the process of questions that you're going to be going through or thinking in your head right now. Number one, should I do real estate? Next question, which brokerage should I hang my license with? Next question, should I go on my own or should I join a team? Wherever you're at in that process, feel free to reach out to us. We can answer those questions and tell you what we know. Go ahead.
And I also included a link. I know it's on the website, but I included a link in the chat for the handout. And in the handout, it does have broker questions, because as you're going into a new industry, you may not know the questions that you should be asking. So we're going to give you some guidance. So it was at 5:25. So scroll up and you can access that.
Yeah, one of the questions I want you to ask all the brokerage is Attilio really smart? No, not that kind of questions. They're just questions that you're going to ask all the brokers that you can make like a spreadsheet, right? And do your comparison, okay? Because I would say a career change or getting into Keller Williams, it's an all-in kind of attitude. So it's just it's the worst is being in an all, you know, having an expectation of being all in, but not having all in to support you. And I guarantee you, Chad, Stacy, Lisa, they're all in supporting you. There will be some days where they're fighting harder for your dreams than you are for your own dreams. But don't let that happen too often, because then that's time for you to go do something else. You need to fight as harder for your own dreams than anybody else that's supporting you. And Chad, any last comments? Stacy?
I see
question.
Chalet has her hand up.
Go ahead.
Hi, I just had a question about the inside sales agent. Who would be the best person of contact I could reach out to regarding that?
Adrian, go ahead.
You can reach out through, I'll put it in the chat, info@Team Lally. And then we also have our process that we go through. It's jointeamlally.com.
You can find the Team Lally. We made a domain for everything. What people's asking, where's the bathroom? Oh, go to where's the bathroom.com. No, we didn't make a domain name for that. But join teamlally.com. What other questions? Feel free, come off on mute.
Hey, aloha, Chris Bloom here. First, thanks to the 5U professionals for this opportunity and this really informative brief. It's great to see just how much you guys have committed to this and how much you commit into the human capital for your teammates. So my question is, hypothetically, I'm part of that 29% in that anonymous survey that is truly just interested and doesn't know. If you want to get off of that 29% and start moving towards a transition into real estate, and you wanted to join what seems like an amazing brokerage and a team that you guys have developed, what is a planning timeline from I am just interested to being on a team member?
Yeah, Adrian, you want to take that?
I would say that it really depends on your goals and your time, and like backwards engineering it. So you can definitely come up with a good plan.
You went 30,000 foot. I can go ground level on that. 60 hours of the course. That's the first step. Just you got to get that one done. Most of the brokerages right now, we got, everybody's seeing how the industry is, and we always get these surges when everybody wants to join the industry, and they see that, if you got a listing, you're knocking it out of the park. And so most brokerages are creating a filtering process where we want to see you pass the course first, right? Because that's a good indication of a level of commitment, as opposed to that would be the next step past just checking it out. Signing up for so that's a 60-hour course, passing all the tests, and then right at that bridge of and then interviewing the brokerages. And the number one advice I would give everybody is just slow down. Slow down. There's brokerages out there. If you pass the test and can fog a mirror, they'll sign you up. And I would say that Adrian and I with the Team Lally are on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. We have a 17-step hiring process. We even got a 1-star review from a lady named Cosmic Bunny. She said our hiring process sucks. And we looked at that as a compliment, because to date, we've never hired any bunnies from outer space on our team yet. We filtered them out. But I mean, I'm serious. That was a review and it was a compliment. We don't do anything to berate anyone, to shame anyone, to make anybody feel bad. It's just we have specific steps to go through the process, and they're all interconnected, and success is sequential. You cannot skip.
Yeah, I think, Attilio, if I can jump in too, and Christopher, I think I've gone through licensing in the state of Hawaii and the state of California. You heard Chad talk about all of his licenses. It's different for every person. But I would say if I'm looking across the landscape, it probably takes most people, if they're fairly dedicated, about 2 months to finish school. Even though we say 60 hours, you're not going to finish it in a week or a week and a half. Most people, by the time they get signed in and finish it, the fastest you're going to finish it, even in an online course, is about 2 months. You're probably going to take about a month to get your license date. And you're probably then going to get your results and your certificate once you sign on with the broker a month later. So I'd say 4 to 6 months is probably a logical time frame. Most brokers, if you call and say, and I'm being transparent, Chad may disagree with me, but just I'm the old dog on this road show. I've been doing this a lot of years. I'd get a little annoyed with people that said, I'm thinking about going in my real estate and I'm interviewing firms. I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for that. Why don't you see if you can pass it first and you really want to do it? And then we meet. I'm fine with people when they're, in school and they know they're going to do this. We'll definitely spend time with you. But if you haven't even signed up for a course yet, it's awful hard to spend a lot of time with somebody. But I think you really ought to spend time with people and know what the profession looks like. That can be open houses, talking to friends, talking to us. I would much rather spend time with somebody talking about whether or not this is the right business for them, instead of quote unquote interviewing brokers, because you're not in a position to interview brokers. Having said that, if you're with a top team like the Lally team, it's going to be difficult to get on that. They don't hire everybody. Anybody that can pass a license can get a position with a broker somewhere, and we do call it fog the mirror test. And there's good things and bad things to that, right? So you need to take some responsibility about making sure you learn about the business and that you know what it takes to support yourself while you're working to earn an income. Because even if you're on a team, nobody's paying you an hourly rate unless you're in an hourly position to do this.
Yeah.
So you may go 3 to 6 months with no income. I've seen agents go 12 months with no income. You know, some of us got up to speed pretty quickly, but you need to know what that looks like. I tell my agents, I remember balancing my checkbook down to 37 cents when I was a new agent. And it was like, okay, you know, they go, well, I want to buy leads. I want to do this. And so I didn't have the money to buy leads. So I had to do whatever it took to make it happen. And then you have the money to go buy stuff.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, my husband would get paid when I moved to California after I had my license here, and be, okay, I have $8.49. I can get a cheese pizza and a pitcher of Diet Coke before the next paycheck comes. And, you know, so that's, we've all been there. We've all walked it until we built our businesses. You are building a business. You're not in a job where somebody's paying you great income. So
Yeah.
go into it knowing what you're getting into. I just bought this the other day. We love our Keller Williams books, but there's not a lot where they go before you're licensed. So a lot of the same stuff we're going to tell you, like get all of the names and addresses and phone numbers together of everybody you know. Start putting it in a spreadsheet, because the more things you can do today to have your business ready to ramp up is going to pay you in dividends later.
Yeah. Excellent. Good advice.
Thanks for that amazing, transparent answer. I appreciate that.
Yep. All right. Anybody else got any good questions like that one? Or any questions? Anyone? We're at 6:02. We're gonna call it. And we do these career nights every other month, not every month, but every other month. And I think it's the first Monday, right? Every first Monday, Adrian?
Yep, first month. So the next one will be in July.
In July. Okay, that's it.
Thank you,
Have a great day,
everybody, for
everybody.
joining
Thanks for being
us.
here.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aloha.